Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Gotham Knights. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zero. Let's get to it. Alright, so today we're going after Clayface. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. So previously we had found little bits of clay around the city, and we kind of figured out that Clayface wasn't entirely gone. He was chopped up by a turbine in his last fight with Batman, but somehow has been starting to bring himself back. So we need to figure out what he's up to and make sure it doesn't succeed. Alright, so we got the mob, and they are protecting a piece of Clayface. You know, I always thought Clayface was a major threat to Batman. His amorphous nature, being able to go through grates and that sort of thing, made him dangerous, along with his, thespian nature, where he could pretend that he's someone else and make it believable. All the more so because he can look like anyone. So if he can look like anyone, sound like anyone, act like anyone, he's a very dangerous villain indeed. Alright, so now he's off and running, and we need to follow him. He's just kind of a amorphous blob. He's not really the full strength Clayface that we remember, but he's not far off. So, not Clayface Prime perhaps, but maybe a chunk of Clayface. Alright, I have to slow down because he's actually, sometimes he gets a little bit far away when he slingshots ahead, and then other times he kind of slows down where I catch up to him, and I don't want to get too close. Ooh, nice jump. Nice ramp for a jump there, and now here's a big jump. Let's see how close I get. Basically made it. Alright. A little on the nose. Staying in the sewers. That's a very villain thing to do. Alright, so we need to take out the mimics. There's 5 total. Hopefully not a big deal. And with the mimics, you'll notice that you take them out, and then you have to wait a couple seconds before they actually count. There we go. Ambush takedown, quick but loud. And these guys are pretty low comparatively. So if you do this earlier in the campaign, it'll be a little bit more challenging. If you wait until you get through the main campaign, you're going to be close to, if not maxed out, by that point. So you're going to be overpowered for this encounter by a considerable amount, I want to say. I didn't get a good look at their level, but I imagine there'll be more.
Based on real events. Yeah, right.
Based on real events. From his perspective. All right. What's going on?
I should have killed you a long time ago, Basil. I won't make the same mistake again.
That's not how it happened. Batman was at the reservoir to rescue your hostages, not tear you apart. You fell in the turbine by accident.
How would you know? You weren't there!
I saw the security tapes. He tried to save you.
If Batman wants me to change the script, tell him to come down here himself. Let him come.
He can't. He's dead, Basil.
But he was in the reservoir just a few days ago.
It's been almost a year. Don't you remember?
So Clayface didn't quite remember things the same way that they actually happened. And he's a little bit of a security tape denier. Alright, that guy's knocked out. Apparently I can't do any more damage to him. He's able to do a lot of attacks through the floor, which makes him dangerous. There we go. Like I said, Batman's gone. Man, his mouth. I always felt like he had more human features. Maybe this is at least, maybe it was the animated series. This makes him more blob-like. Yeah, I could just see like a big blob of clay come piling down, try to suffocate you. Not as bad. It's kind of the equivalent of a bunch of zombies coming after you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what, there's no level on these guys. I want to say it's maybe even like 11. Oh, and he gains some health back. And you have to figure out which of the three Clayfaces is actually him. Because the other two don't take damage. I mean, they do take damage, but not off of... Ooh. Kamikazes. Gotta look out for those guys. Nope, wasn't that guy. Nope, not that guy either. Yeah, the guy that kind of stands off. A lot of them kind of stand off. Of the three, well, the one guy's gone now. So you take him down a couple of times, and all of a sudden, they're out. Of course, he's about done anyway. So yeah, see, there's two of them, but more guys keep popping up. So that's probably should focus on Clayface. Didn't he have a camera inside of him somewhere? So how did he get that through the bars? I guess he had it positioned just right. he's got plans for Gotham. So he obviously has some sort of plan that we need to foil. Slipped away is pretty accurate. That's one of the things that makes him dangerous, so... Alright, let's see what the plan is.
Letting them would take way too long.
Hey, maybe we could use this one as bait.
Oh?
This is going nowhere.
Did you break something again?
Huh. Looks like they're headed north now.
Tim, the clay's moving.
It does that sometimes, it's fine.
Tim? Shit! Tim, it went down the drain.
Why didn't you warn me?
I did.
He totally did.
Guys, get over here! Every piece of Clayface in town is headed for the reservoir.
Great. Then we can take them all out at once.
You saw what happened. If they blocked the pipes like they did here, it would build a lot of pressure.
If the dam burst, it would flood North Gotham. We wouldn't have time to evacuate.
I'll call Montoya and let her know what's going on.
Perfect timing. Commissioner King's been calling me nonstop. The whole city's out of water. She wants this fixed ASAP.
Then I better get going. Any citizens still inside?
Most of the night crew left after they saw mud going up the pipes, but some are still evacuating. You should have the place to yourself soon enough.
Lucky me.
Better you than me. Now get going, before my backup gets here.
Alright, so he's going to destroy the dam and flood the city. That sounds familiar. And you guys probably know what I'm talking about, if you're a Batman fan. So now, we need to put a stop to it. But how are we going to even find him? Ah, there we go. The blob of clay with other blobs of clay. Now, as we learned, they were all the bits, the particles of clay were coming here. So all the ones that were all throughout the water system have made their way here, and it looks like the major contributor has just made it. So at some point he lost his sentience after the turbine accident, which he felt it was on purpose. But he also thinks it happened a couple days ago when it was a year ago. And now he's gained control over his all of his bits that have come back together, and he's quite large. This is an interesting take on Clayface, because I always thought that he was slightly larger than human size, normal human size. Ooh, you can't even melee the guy. Well, you can melee him like one time, and that's hardly worthwhile. So hopefully your ranged attacks are are powered up, or you're overpowered for the encounter. But even so, he seems to have an inordinately large amount of health. Oh man. His attacks are certainly punishing for someone that is level 30 going up against him. So let this be a lesson to you. Make sure that you roll to the right, not to the left, because he always picks up with his right hand. So when he does, which is not always possible, especially if you're close to the corner. A swipe, a grab, a pound, and now another phase. Ooh, and a different level into the water. And you always hope that maybe that'll take care of him. It'll, dissolve the clay enough that he's out of the picture. Oh, and maybe he is. And just like that, maybe it's over. Unless he had something as a backup. Get out now. It's a trap. Oh yeah, there we go. Like I said, if nothing else, he's dangerous because he's a decent actor. Now he was like a really good, accomplished actor. At least until he had some sort of accident and was disfigured, and then, let's see, Daggett Labs offered him a way to get his career back, and it turned him into Clayface. So partially, vanity / greed, and partially vanity and greed on the part of the pharmaceutical company. All right, we gotta run for it. He's both in front of us and behind us, and to the side, and above us. So we have to watch out for everything, basically. Ooh. And every time you run into him, he chips off some of your health. So hopefully you're full on health kits, just in case you need it. Yikes. Oh man, that was close. He almost washed me away. Make sure to use the brake to drift, so you can get away from him. Stay away from the grates on the ground. And try to see if he telegraphs where he's gonna put down roots. Gotta be close. There we go. Taking him somewhere to dry out. Taking him to the sauna, or the equivalent for him. Wow, he was going full speed in here. All right. So he's dried out a little bit, but only the part that was directly on the smelter. He might have a hard candy shell, but he's still soft on the inside. So I think pinging away, and he's got different attacks, like a whole another. His arms are all equally sized. His back arms break off and then reform. Oh, he's got a jump attack. So instead of just a regular pound, he jumps at you. Dangerous. And you can't really use melees. And I have a feeling he's immune to most elemental damage. Maybe not fire. So if you happen to have fire ranged attack, it would probably help you out a lot. I'd have to look it up in the database, and you can certainly do that. I don't know that you'd... Oh, and he still has that reach attack. Oh, and a grab attack. So he still has some of the same attacks, but he has new attacks as well. Oh, and he has attacks coming from underneath you. So a lot more that you have to deal with second time around than the first time. Now remember, you can play these multiplayer with one other person, or you can play it solo. You can do whatever you want. If you want to do this by yourself, you certainly can. If you want to play with someone else, you can do that as well. Either matchmake with someone or play with your buddy. Now, there's certainly an advantage to playing with a friend. You can easily converse, and they know your style a little bit better. Plus, whether it's match made or someone you know, the focus of Clayface isn't going to be solely on you. He'll switch between you and the other person from time to time, so you will have at least a reprieve. But on the flip side of that, he probably scales, so he probably has more health. Not necessarily double, but he probably does have more health and or defense, so it will be a little bit more difficult. Now, I think that he... I don't know, I almost feel like he scales, because if this is truly in that, 10 to 20 level range, he's quite difficult. Honestly, I don't recall what his what the level of this case file is, or what the recommended is. Ooh, he's still going. So phase 3, yikes. So getting a little bit more solid, so instead of hands, he's using spike balls for fists, or at least one fist. And still has the grab attack with the right hand. So whenever you change phases, you always wonder how different it is. Ooh, a double pound. And now instead of a spike ball, it's a hammer. Dangerous. I mean, he's a dangerous foe. So just keep at it, dodge, ranged attack, dodge, ranged attack, and just rinse and repeat until you take the guy down. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
Looks like you had some fun.
As much fun as you're gonna have writing the report for all this.
Just another day at the office. Stopping a clay monster from drowning the city isn't the weirdest thing I've ever done.
That's Gotham for you. Keeps you on your toes.
And busy. The commissioner wants me to bag and tag each piece of clay individually. Thank you for that.
She really doesn't like you, huh?
That's the understatement of the year. I swear, if you spandex people weren't so useful, Why do I even bother? Ugh.
Miss Gordon, it's lovely to see you back.
Authorities have finally brought the criminal known as Mr. Freeze in from the cold. Freeze escaped Blackgate Penitentiary with the help of a powerful new suit that reportedly resembled a spider. He was